take it to Mars, oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. I swear, you're falling into me, touch me. I swear, you'll do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me.
All right, guys, welcome back to the CJ Unedited podcast. I'm sorry that it took a minute for us to get back after our dedication to Sherry, but you know, life just gets in the way. I'm James Hanson. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Chrissy McNamara, and sometimes Brinkley, and sometimes is today. So Brinkley is here.
Yay!
We're also joined. She came on in our last episode that wasn't the dedication. She was quickly liked by people, so we had her back. Maguire!
Welcome back.
What's up?
As always, no, that's not right. This is a pre-recorded episode as we are filming this on Monday, and it is airing tonight. So we are super excited. Fun fact that's going to happen tonight is that the title of this episode is actually going to be said in this episode. We just don't know what it is yet because it hasn't been spoken. So if someone says something crazy, it could become the title of the episode. So we have no clue.
6'7". I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh.
I'm just excited because I wanted to try something new because I started listening to a podcast and they literally titled their podcast episodes after something that's said in the podcast. Like one of the girls says, "As well mine be," and that was the title of the episode. And she goes, "I said that wrong," but it still became the title. But we can't start a show without asking the age-old question: what are you drinking tonight? It's our
my hoodie.
So we'll start with Maguire because Maguire, you are the guest on this episode, and I promise this will be the only time that you will go first.
Okay.
So Maguire,
I have Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. It actually gave me the hiccups, so.
Brinkley, what are you drinking tonight?
Orange Crush
Ooh,
and water.
I love it. Chrissy?
This is a Kirkland orange seltzer water. Orange mango flavor.
She says my echo is on, but it shouldn't be. Is it still echoing? Can you hear me now?
It's better now.
Okay. Is
It was
bad?
like a little echoey.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
Is
clear.
it still echoey now?
No, it was. It is. It's good now.
I am drinking water
Woo!
for the first time on this show.
2 waters.
No, I usually drink Dr. Pepper or Coke, so it's like, what? We are super excited. It is our unedited movie review tonight. We are reviewing 3 films. We're not going to say the 3 films. Oh, actually, we can't because it's going to be on the poster, on the cover photo. We are reviewing WALL-E, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and hello, Ryan. And everyone makes an appearance.
Right.
It's okay. Hey, Rob makes appearances sometimes. It's not
Yeah,
going
It was so
to
funny.
on this show.
He might
So-
pop in. Baby's asleep, so you're gonna get him, but
We are reviewing WALL-E, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, I told all of you that these films are connected some way. Can anyone tell me how they're connected? And if you do know, act stupid.
I had
Well,
thoughts, but I couldn't
well-
really figure out a solid thing.
What's your thought?
They all have to do with like human nature
Okay.
and like how do I explain this? They all had to do with like human nature, and they were all like very impactful films at the time that they were released.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chrissy?
I was gonna say WALL-E and Space Odyssey have really similar themes about like the dangers of technology, and we get into that, but I don't know where Ferris Bueller fits in with that, other than him hacking the computer.
All
So I'm
right.
not sure.
So this is where my notes come in handy.
Oh boy.
All right. Deep inside the Library of Congress lies a cinematic treasure chest unlike anything else in the world, the National Film Registry, a sacred vault where films are chosen not for box office glory or star power, but because they are deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Since 1989, only 25 films are selected each year, and a movie must wait at least 10 years after its release before it can be considered, ensuring its impact truly stands the test of time. Out of thousands eligible every year, only 9 films in history have been powerful enough to be enshrined in their very first year of eligibility, making that honor one of the rarest and most fiercely guarded in American cinema. This vault just doesn't house Hollywood legends like Casablanca and Gone with the Wind. It also protects groundbreaking works like Michael Jackson's Thriller, the only music video to ever be preserved, which redefined music videos with its fusion of horror, dance, and pop spectacle, and the beloved children's movie Spy Kids, which was recognized for its innovative storytelling, diverse cast, and incorporation of Hispanic culture. The registry is more than just a collection. It's the Hall of Fame of movies that have shaped how we see ourselves in our world, from early silent reels to modern masterpieces. It's where Star Wars battles alongside Do the Right Thing, and Casablanca clinks glasses with The Matrix, all preserved so future generations can experience the chills, laughter, and the heartbreak that first captivated audiences. These films carry the DNA of our shared story, daring to push boundaries, mirroring society's struggles and triumphs, dazzling us with artistry, and reflecting the dreams and fears of their times. That's why the National Film Registry matters. It's the ultimate guardian of America's cinematic legacy, ensuring these timeless stories live on, thrilling and inspiring every generation to come, ensuring that America's story through cinema never crumbles, vanishes, or fades to black. This is the theme for our unedited movie review tonight, and these are our movies. So, Brinkley, you were sort of correct.
Thanks. I wanted you to surprise me, so I didn't know ahead of time. But part of me almost texted you before we filmed this to ask, because I was like, what could it be? But
like, my dad even was like, oh, they're all due with space. And I said, I'm pretty sure Ferris Bueller didn't go to space.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something fun, something different. And all these 3 movies are in the National Film Registry. They're not. None of these 3 were actually put in on its very first year. They were all added. But I wanted to do something fun, and I wanted to do something different instead of movies that we probably haven't seen, because I know that some of us have seen all of these movies. I unfortunately had never seen any of them, including WALL-E. So it was
that.
That's crazy.
But we're gonna start with 2001: A Space Odyssey. I have another one. Here we go. 2001: A Space Odyssey nabbed its spot in the National Film Registry in 1991 because it stands as a towering masterpiece that revolutionized cinema, shattering all expectations of what film could be. Boring. Directed by visionary Stanley Kubrick, this epic journey propels audiences into the infinite vastness of space and the profound evolution of humanity, blending breathtaking visuals, pioneering special effects, and an almost hypnotic score with deep psychological questions about technology, consciousness, and our place in the universe. Its innovative storytelling and groundbreaking technical achievements set a new standard for sci-fi genre. The lasting influence on both the art and the industry of the film play a vital role in its selection by the registry. More than just entertainment, the film challenges, memorizes, and inspires, encouraging viewers to grapple with profound mysteries of existence. Its impact resonates through decades, inspiring iconic sci-fi films such as Interstellar, Blade Runner, and Moon, while even Pixar's WALL-E pays tribute by naming its beloved cockroach Hal, a clever nod to Kubrick's enigmatic and chilling AI HAL 9000. Kubrick's only Academy Award came from this film, winning Best Visual Effects. By preserving 2001, the National Film Registry celebrates a cinematic legend that expanded the very language of film. This is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Welcome to voice print identification. When you see the red light go on, would you please state in the following order your destination, your nationality, and your full name?
Moon, American, Floyd, Haywood R.
Thank you. You are cleared through voice print identification.
Thank you.
Quite frankly, we have had some very reliable intelligence reports that quite a serious epidemic has broken out into Clavis.
I know there have been some conflicting views held by some of you regarding the need for complete security.
Something apparently of an unknown origin.
However, I accept the need for absolute secrecy in this.
This is in fact what has happened.
I'm really not at liberty to discuss this.
We thought it might be the upper part of some buried structure, so we excavated out on all sides, but unfortunately we didn't find anything else.
It hasn't been covered up by natural erosion or other forces. It seems to have been deliberately buried.
4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert, except for a single, very powerful radio emission.
3 weeks ago, the American spacecraft Discovery 1 left on its half-billion-mile voyage to Jupiter.
The sixth member of the Discovery crew was the HAL 9000 computer.
Everything is going extremely well.
One gets the sense that he is capable of emotional responses.
Well, hell, I'm dead. No 9000 computer has ever made a mistake or distorted information.
Look, Dave, I can't put my finger on it, but I sense something strange about it.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
Do you know what happened?
I'm sorry, Dave. I don't have enough information.
Made radio contact with him yet?
The radio is still dead.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal? Do you read me, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Yeah, still watching it. Hate it.
The date at the window.
Who wants to start?
I can start.
I was about to say radio silence. All right.
Get this one out the way. This was a tough watch. It was long. And I think back to a couple other movies we've reviewed on this channel that had like Interstellar had similar themes and was longer, but there was more action with this. It just felt like a lot of like dead air at times. And it took some afterward analysis to see kind of like what was actually going on, particularly at the end. I do like what I think is the message, right? Of sometimes technology can get the best of us, and Hal was a real asshole in the end. Robot jerk. But yeah, there are a couple other things, like the guy who played Bowman, I think was the main character. Like the characters didn't have a lot of dialogue, but yeah, so it was hard to see like their I don't want to say it's hard to see their ability to act, because I'm sure they've done many other things in their careers. They, were actors for so long in Westerns and things like that. So they did, I guess, kind of depict towards the end a confused persona. Poole, I feel like we really didn't get to even know him before he got attacked and just pushed out into the universe to die. So I don't know. Overall, it just left a lot of questions. And I feel like if it moved at like a quicker pace, now it was made in 1968, but I don't know. There's a lot of other movies made in the 1960s that went, a lot quicker and developed in a way that kept my attention, whereas this didn't. Like, aesthetically, there were cool shots. There were definitely some cool shots. And then there were just a lot of things that went unanswered. Am I going to go D? I don't know. Oh, wait, are we rating after everyone talks?
We can rate now, but I gotta find my little thingy where I put the grade in.
Oh.
Okay. What are you giving it?
I think if I gave Creature from the Black Lagoon a D, I gotta go D on this. I'll go D plus just because the aesthetics were cool, and the way that you looked out into space was pretty, and those apes acted really well in the beginning. But I don't know. Yeah. And also, like, how is that like television screen just out there with those apes? I don't know. Yeah, I'll go D plus for the aesthetics, but I think that's the second lowest rating I've ever given on this channel.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Maguire, Brinkley, or I can go. I don't care.
Maguire, you want to take it?
Well, I absolutely hated this movie. I fell asleep in the first 45 minutes because like it wasn't going anywhere. And I feel like it was 3 different movies. Like, you start with apes, and then it went to like cool shots, and then it went to that guy at the airport, like the space airport, and then understand I get the connections, but I feel like they were pointless. And like, I don't know. I just think I get that the music was iconic. Like, I see where all the music came from. I get that, and I get the shots. In 68, that was probably really cool, but I think the plot was terrible. And, like, it was creepy. Like, they try to make the black box creepy, and I wasn't understanding that. It just made me uncomfortable. And that's really all I got. I thought it was terrible. F.
Listen, hold on. I want to say this.
Like, it bothers me how bad that movie was.
She hated it so much that she couldn't even text me straight about the movie. She literally said, I emojied that movie so much instead of I did
not enjoy that
movie. I know, she goes, I did not emoji that movie at all. And I was like, what? She goes, enjoy. I did not enjoy that movie at all. She was so mad.
Like 4 hours to watch it because it was just so slow.
Yeah, the pacing really sucked.
And then I feel like the Hal buildup was 0 to 100. Like, that was the time they didn't take to develop it. Like, Hal only did one suspicious thing and then he killed him. Like, I didn't understand why there wasn't buildup to that part and not the apes running around on my screen. But that's it.
Okay.
I literally watched some like YouTube videos about the movie because I literally didn't have anything to talk about because of how bad it was. So I was like, I have to come up with something, worth talking about. And so I watched some like synopsis videos on like theme and filming process, which was arguably as boring as the movie was. But it gave me some like respect, I guess, for the movie. Because, okay, granted, when it was filmed, trying to watch it now, it is hard to get through. But at the time, it was like groundbreaking. So like, I think it was capturing audiences way better in that time than it was now. Which makes sense as to why it was put into the vault of like being impactful. What I did think was cool about it, and the credit that I will give the movie, was it was the first of its kind. Like, I think all of us, in our lives, there's been like a lot more space movies out, but at the time, like, that was the first of its kind to depict astronauts on the moon. Like, it literally was made before we actually went to the moon. So all of it was, or they were trying to get it out before we went. It was like the space race. So anyway, so that was like a big deal at the time. But what's also cool is there's a lot of things throughout the movie that influenced space films after that. Like, James, a couple of ones you mentioned. just the idea of AI in general was not ever in movies. So that created a whole thing. And then I'm a big Star Wars fan. I grew up watching those movies, and a ton of stuff from Star Wars came from that movie, including the design for the Death Star. No. So as far as that, like, I thought that's cool. And obviously the music is iconic. That's the music in Toy Story when Buzz Lightyear is like, infinity, and yeah, whatever. So I think you can't argue that the music's iconic, but as far as like, if I'm just grading it on like a viewing experience movie, I did see a video where it said part of it was directed for people that take drugs, which is
okay.
Intermission, because they said people could take drugs during the intermission, and by the time it hit you, that was when all the trippy space scenes were. I was like, that's fair.
Brinkley, not Brinkley, Chrissy, what did you say before we actually started filming, before she got on?
I said I was way too sober to watch this. I felt like I should have been high.
Well, they literally said that. But they also, as far as like the lack of dialogue, like there's segments of that where there's like 6 minutes where there's no dialogue, and so
they're just heavy breathing
music. Always, yes, and they were trying to depict space, so like the only thing you would hear is your own breathing, but it just makes it really uncomfortable as a viewer. But then also on top of that, Maguire, to your point of like the box being creepy and all of that, this director directed The Shining. Mm-hmm. So he wanted underlying themes of horror in this. So like he intentionally put in awkward scenes where it like makes you uncomfortable, and then with the music paired, it's like kind of creates this weird fear. But I also just, any of the scenes with the apes I couldn't take seriously. No, so that kind of like killed the horror aspect for me. I don't know.
You can so tell it's people in suits too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the way they run.
Yeah.
Doing that. Yeah. Like I could not take it seriously.
So
the only thing that looked real about it was the baby chimp she was holding, because I bet it was probably a real chimp. I was just like, I can't do this. And I my fiance was sitting by me, and I'm like, hey, is there actual people in this movie? Because I'm gonna turn this off if there's not. I can't do it. Yes, there's more people.
The one thing that was like I think a theme takeaway for the movie, I also got this from the video I watched, so this is not of my own creation, but it's like the theme that like with knowledge comes like not responsibility, but like with the apes, when they gained knowledge, they learned how to kill more efficiently. And so it's this theme of like higher evolution and knowledge leads to a higher desire to kill. And so like I think that brings in why he wanted it to kind of be horror-ish too. But yeah, as far as like what the movie is, I give it like a C- because of those things and its impact and like the way it affected other movies. From a not taking that into consideration viewing experience, I'm with Maguire. That's literally an F. I would never watch it again, and I would never recommend it to anyone to watch. Yeah. But that's where I'm at.
So okay.
So you can split the difference on those grades, or you can say I gave it a C-. But
I'm with Maguire. I also fell asleep in the beginning of this movie.
Just going nowhere.
So obviously at the beginning of the movie, if we watch it on HBO Max, it's Turner Classic Movie, so they kind of give us a spiel of what the movie's about. Well, then the ape scene came on, and I'm watching this, and I go, am I watching the right movie? So I like paused the movie and looked at the title, and I said, yeah, this is it. And then I Googled and looked at Wikipedia, and I said, are there apes at the beginning of this? Because like I'm confused.
For a straight half hour.
Like
literally half an hour.
It's crazy.
So, and then you have the first. Okay, my problem with this: the main actors of this movie do not come into the movie until a whole hour into the movie. Like, so you get these minor characters. I mean, okay, I guess Haywood does matter because he is the one who kind of like
barely. He wasn't even in like the big part. Like.
Yeah. I could have done without the spaceship moving across like the moon before they went to the little tower thingy, like the first like visit, like when Haywood was there. When they did the giant like screech noise, I had my cat on me, and he dug his claws into my chest because of that noise. Like, he freaked out.
Oh, no.
Like, I was also like, I had like the volume up and I was like trying to turn it down. But like, I think the one thing I got out of this is like, there's friendship between Poole and Dave. Like, they form a close friendship even in just a short amount of time, that he literally risked his life to go out and get his friend. And then I told Maguire this. I was like, I can see, like, I feel bad for him because he has to either A, give up his friend and let his friend just venture off into the void to save his life, or die with his friend. And I think any of us would probably like have that like gut-wrenching moment and then be like, okay, but the other person would be like, save yourself. Like, don't save me. I'm already dead. Like, don't save me. Overall, music, loved. Visual effects, trippy. I fast forwarded through those very fast because I was like, I can't deal with this flashing bright colors at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I hated it. I hated it. Like, sorry, father. He loves this movie. Hated it. I think the people from our generation, our parents, are going to hate us for saying this about this movie.
I think
feel like our parents loved it.
We just need faster paced things. And even like the kids that are younger than us, like they could never. Could never. Like, they don't even watch full movies. They watch like reels all day.
So that's like one of those movies your teachers put on in grade school that you're just like dreading to watch.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you guys think happened at the end? Is he just like a fetus forever?
Yeah, I didn't even understand that.
Like in the sky?
Wasn't that like the ultimate ascension point or something that he got to? Like, what?
Probably. Like, that's kind of what it seemed like.
He's like the star child of the world.
Yeah.
I will
like,
say,
he's
I
all
kind of
powerful.
I love that.
It's like
editing.
the next level, I guess, because the whole thing is about like leveling up to another level of knowledge.
Like, is he like a little part of the universe now? Maybe.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
He's like
so
high. He's part of the universe.
I will say though, I love that editing because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like some jump scare shit. And then like when he got up and to go like from the table to go look at the astronaut, what he thought was the astronaut, there was nobody there. And I was like, oh,
just like
okay. Like it was the fact that like then he would like when you saw the bed as he was walking back, there was no one in it, but when he turned to look, there was someone in the bed. Like he was in the bed.
Well,
like,
it was him.
I love that editing.
Yeah.
Overall, I got some little trivia here. I am giving that a D- as well. Mainly because there was some.
You want to talk about the beginning because Barbie used the beginning. If you remember it,
yes,
the new Barbie movie.
I knew. Yes,
and it's because the black box connects past, present, future. So Barbie connects past, present, future generations of young girls. I was talking to Ryan about that, and I was like, that is the only positive thing other than the music and maybe visual effects for that time that this movie gets. But it's still not.
So that's actually interesting. I did not know
that's a
that.
good poll. That's a good poll.
So three little fun facts here. There is no dialogue for the first 25 minutes, nor is there dialogue for the last 23 minutes. And according to IMDb, the music, because of the dialogue, results in 88 minutes of this film dialogue free.
That sounds about right.
Wow.
That's wild.
Hal's famous line, the "Good morning, Dave," was never actually part of the film. It was actually filmed and it was put in post-production. All the other talks were actually filmed during the filming. And then the favorite one, because we all okay, if you had seen this movie in 1968, would you have walked out?
Walked out? No, I probably would have liked it in 1968.
We would have been high. I don't know.
At its premiere, 241 people left the film.
Oh, because it was bad?
Because
there was no dialogue for the first 26 minutes and it's just apes doing terrible.
So they didn't like it either. How is this like?
How did it make like a history? Like
yeah.
I think you have to like. It was just a thing where it's like if you stick through it, then you start to get sucked into what's going on. But it's like I don't know. As a director, why would you ever make a film that is like so boring to start off to where they like people? You literally risk people leaving. Like just make it more entertaining, or like cut that beginning section. I don't know.
Yeah, and the plot line of the Hal thing is good. There's just no build up to any like mysterious activity. He just did one thing, got mad, tried to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like they could have made that the whole movie, we would have been fine. And you still got the idea with the box thing, I feel like. But
grade average with Chrissy's D plus, Maguire's D minus. No, I'm sorry. Maguire got. That's supposed to say James. I'm sorry. James is D minus, Brinkley's C minus, and Maguire's F. We get a D with a 0.93%.
Well,
is that collectively our lowest rated film?
I'm pretty sure that is.
I think it is.
I mean, I feel like that checks out though.
Yeah, James,
I feel like that checks out.
I don't think I'm actually. I was mad at you that you made me watch that movie. Actually,
I knew I was in for it when I told my husband Rob. I was like, "We have to watch 3 movies," and I was like, "Well," he's like, "What are?" I was like, "Wall-E, the Space Odyssey, and Ferris Bueller." He's like, "Why ain't watching Space Odyssey?" So I knew it was like.
So
he's like, "I'll watch the other 2 again if I'm around."
We move on from 2001: A Space Odyssey. We're going to put that one out of our minds for the rest of our life.
R.I.P.
We're going to move on to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller earned its rightful place in the National Film Registry because it's far more than just a hilarious 80s comedy. It stands as a timeless anthem of rebellion, freedom, and the exhilarating rush of youth. Directed by John Hughes at the peak of his creative powers, the film perfectly captures the everyman charm of Ferris Bueller, one of cinema's most unforgettable and beloved teen heroes. The movie's iconic line, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it," encapsulates its infectious spirit, encouraging viewers to slow down and savor life's fleeting moments. Importantly, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was the first of John Hughes' films selected for the National Film Registry, which would be followed by The Breakfast Club and so many more, highlighting the registry's mission to preserve films that are culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. This recognition reflects the registry's commitment to a broad and inclusive view on American cinema. From its unforgettable parade scene, a joyous celebration of youthful rebellion and community, to its innovative breaking of the fourth wall that directly engages the audience, the film continues to inspire nostalgia and the fearless joy of being young here in 2025 as much as it did in the 80s. With its blend of humor, heart, and clever storytelling, Ferris Bueller's Day Off remains a vital and cherished piece of America's cinematic heritage. I lost my mouse and I need that. Okay, sorry. Forever reminding us of the power of youthful exuberance and the importance of living life on your own terms. This is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It's getting pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. It's a little childish, but then so is high school.
Annie, you're not going to school like this.
Call if you need us.
They bought it. How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
Bueller?
Cameron Dave, get dressed and come on over.
Bueller?
He has been absent 9 times.
Bueller?
My father spent 3 years restoring this car.
Ooh. I guess that's my dad. What are we gonna do?
What aren't we going to do?
Why should he get to ditch?
Something's going on.
St. Paris?
Bueller.
I hate him.
Life moves pretty fast.
You're crazy!
If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
He's very popular, Ed. They think he's a righteous dude.
Okay, Brinkley, you can start.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, it ain't gonna be Maguire. She doesn't want to go first.
I feel like I'm gonna get attacked for saying this.
No.
I don't like this movie that much.
I didn't either.
Okay. Space Odyssey was the only one I hadn't seen. I've seen these 2. It's a classic, so I get that. But it's just like I can appreciate the humor. Like there are funny scenes. I think it's funny. I think the idea is funny. I think the fact that Ferris kind of has this like he's older than his age kind of like aspect to his character. Like he's better than having to go to high school. Like I think it's funny. I get it. His best friend is like my actual favorite character, and there's actually arguments that he's the main like he is technically one of the main characters because he's the only one that has a character arc where he changes. But anyway, the thing with the principal is funny. I just can't get past the fact that like one for me, and when I was in high school, it's horribly unrelatable to like what high school was like for me, and also I just don't think it's like realistic. So it bothers me watching the movie, like seeing the stuff he gets away with and that like they get away with. I'm just like, this is not like, this is so fake. And I don't, the director also did The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles. Yes. And I can't, like, it's the same theme in those movies too. Like there's just a part of it that I'm like, this is just weird and like this would never happen. So I have a hard time watching the movie because of that. But outside of that, I can appreciate why it's a classic. I get that. It is funny. I love the best friend. Is it Alan? I'm so bad at
Alan. Alan's the actor's name.
Alan Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Corey? Was it Corey? No.
What's his name in the movie?
I'm looking.
I feel like
Cameron.
Oh,
yes.
Cameron, not Corey. Cameron.
Yeah. And so I think he killed it. Alan acting as that role killed it. And that kind of like keeps me engaged in the movie because that's the only. I found out that there was no plot before they filmed this movie. They did all of the filming and then they put together the plot with what they had filmed. The original cut of this movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes. So knowing that, it makes so much sense why like a lot of it is unrealistic because they've really filmed like 5 days worth of activity and tried to and it was one day, which is also bothers me. But outside of that, like the Cameron is my favorite and really kept me in the movie just to see his inner like conflict with what Ferris wants him to do and versus what he's comfortable doing. And so I do like that a lot. So I guess for a grade, I'll give it a C.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of go off that a little bit. So what I didn't understand, and it's because it all happens in a day. The whole save Ferris thing. I guess I missed that. Did I blink? Did I get up? When did that become a thing? Because then it was on the billboard at the Cubs game. It was on the water tower.
Yeah. On the binder. Yeah.
I missed something. I think one of my favorite line out of the entire movie, I rewinded it 3 times to watch, was when she goes, well, I guess that's my dad. And then she goes down.
And then they make
This is him. And then the teacher goes, oh, so it's that kind of family. That got
that is
so
good,
much that I rewound it and watched it again because I was laughing that I couldn't move on. I loved all of the abuse to the principal got. Okay, so I think the reason why I relate to this movie a lot and the reason why I really love this movie is I am an adventureful person. I go on trips. As he says, life moves pretty quickly. If you don't stop and look around, you're gonna miss it. And I have the feeling that like money will always come back, your life won't. And I've kind of always lived by that philosophy. So I think that's why I kind of love this. Now, would I steal a Ferrari or whatever he was driving? Absolutely not. Would I miss school? Maybe. But like, I like it. I loved it. There was just parts of it that it moved too fast that things realistically couldn't happen. But like she said, like Brinkley said, I love Cameron as the best friend. I've always been a fan of Matthew Broderick, so it's kind of cool seeing him. But I really love the breaking of the fourth wall. Like, I love when films do that. Like, they do it in TV shows, and I'm like, they're talking to us. Like, they're actually, like, talking to us. So I have to give this film a B+. It was the editing and the fact that realistically they couldn't do this in a day that kind of threw me off. That's my...
You want me to go?
Don't go at
Yeah,
once.
you can go.
I agree with a lot of the things you guys are saying. There were, especially as an educator, there were a lot of moments where I had to suspend disbelief. Like for example, with the computer, I'm like, how is he hacking the computer from home? Like when was this made? 1986, 1987? I was saying something like that, and Rob's like, it's just go with it. Just go with it. It's, you know. And then the fact that there were so many times that they inadvertently like ran into his father and he was like right there, to the point where the girlfriend's like looking at him in the cab and like flirting with him with her eyes. So if you kind of just it's kind of like Glee, if you've ever seen that show. Like there's a lot of shit that just shouldn't happen, like that educators shouldn't do, like going to a student's house in the middle of the day to investigate like a truancy issue without like the right people. And given what I know about Jeffrey Jones, the actor, and his
go ahead and say it,
his sex offender status after this movie, it was kind of fun.
Oh, the principal.
Yeah. So we're watching it. My husband's like, that dude's a real life sex offender, and then like he just keeps getting wrecked in the movie, and we're like, yeah, like, you know. So I don't know. There are things I liked about it. The music. I'm a big fan of the music of the 80s. So there were a lot of cool songs in there, especially in the parade where he was like lip syncing. That was fun.
I'm gonna say that before you said the parade. For a brief moment, I went, "Is he gay?" Like for a brief moment, was like, "Ain't no way a straight man's getting up there and doing that." Just like, but then I had to realize, oh wait, he's skipping school. He's gonna do whatever the heck he wants to do. And I was like, never mind. But the fact that his father was up there in like the building and looking down, like
and just listening to him, and like I guess he couldn't see him. There were a couple times that Cameron was my favorite character, along with Jennifer Grey's character, the sister. And Matthew Broderick still really looks like he did when he was younger. But there were a few times where I thought Cameron and the girlfriend had like chemistry. Like it was, I know.
I was waiting for that switch up.
Yeah, I was like, are they gonna like?
Is they gonna switch it?
Well, because arguably they have more in common than Ferris and his girlfriend.
Yeah,
but she's just like attracted to Ferris and not Cameron. But they're more of a like similar people, which is why I think it's like an opposite attracts thing. Like that's why Ferris is best friends with Cameron, and that's why he's dating her, is because it works. But they get along super well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so overall I liked it. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking in circles. I'm tired. The music, obviously the comedy, the principal getting wrecked, especially when we found out he wasn't, such a good person in real life. Jennifer Grey just being kind of a badass towards the end. I'll go B- for this one.
Okay.
Just because of all of the suspension of disbelief, and kind of the opposite of the last movie. The pacing seemed a little bit off in terms of like, okay, like you guys are, what time did she get pulled out of school? And they were still going.
I was trying to figure out the timeline the whole day.
Like she got pulled out of school, and then they were and the two guys like driving the car into the air. That was wild work. and just returning it like nonchalantly.
I thought they were gonna steal it. They brought it back.
Yes, they brought it back.
They dabbed each other up like, yeah, we should definitely do that again. I'm like, what'd you do? Like, you didn't steal it. Like
they just ran around and put some miles on it.
Yeah.
And like they put like a shit ton of miles on it when they were gone for 20 minutes of the film. So yeah, I'll go B- though, because it was wholesome. I'll say it was like wholesome, and I don't know. It was the last movie I watched of the three, so it was a good way to end this trilogy of films, I think.
Maguire?
Didn't like it again. The two bad movies. It's just not my sense of humor. Like Brinkley said, it just has a weird vibe, and it's just not my sense of humor. So I thought it was actually boring going into it. It didn't make sense. I didn't know why he was skipping all the time. Like it didn't. And then the parents' dynamic was also really weird. like how they. Also, the sister acted like an older sister, but I couldn't figure out the age difference, so that was also making me mad. Because I think was she younger?
She's the younger sister, but the actor's ages, she's actually older in age than he was.
Like it just gives
so
such
that's
older
why
sister vibes.
it is confusing. I feel you there.
And then how does she have a car and he doesn't? If she's the younger sister, that's what I was just like. Because he was mad that he didn't have a car and she did. So that was also throwing me off at the whole beginning. Anyways, but it's just not my sense of humor. But my fiance, he was calling it an iconic, like just, feel good movie. So I gave it a chance. It's just, like you said, just not realistic. I had the same thoughts on that end. But I should have looked something up to talk about. I didn't have much to say.
Overall grade?
And C-. Actually, yeah, C-.
So before I give the final grade,
Change mine to a C+. I feel like if I gave Space Odyssey a C-, I should at least give this movie a C+.
Before I give the final grade, just a few things that I wanted to talk about here. Can we talk about the small role, but it was also a big role of Charlie Sheen?
Oh shit! The guy that was making out with Jennifer Grey,
playing the drug addict.
I forgot about him.
What a loving. So Charlie Sheen actually stayed awake for 48 hours to get that drugged out look and feel.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what's funny is, who was it? Maguire. Did you say there was no chemistry between the parents?
Between the parents, just a weird dynamic.
Okay. So fun fact. Ferris's parents, Cindy Pickett and Lyman Ward, met, fell in love, and eventually married from this film.
Oh hell!
Oh well, that's cute. No, I just thought they acted weird to Ferris compared to the sister, but no, that's cool.
The script was written in just 6 days. There actually was a script, but there wasn't
that doesn't surprise me. It just seems chaotic.
Yeah, there wasn't lines.
Yeah.
And now someone said something about the two people stealing the car. Who was that?
Oh, Maguire and I both mentioned it.
Yeah,
so,
we were talking about
fun fact, there is a sequel coming to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's currently in pre-production, and it deals with the two guys and the adventure they had with the car.
No way.
That's hilarious. I don't think I'm going to watch it.
I like that. That's cool.
Is it going to be different actors? They're like 70 now.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to I don't know. But the fact that it's taken this long, but everyone has that question: what did they do with the car? So they finally decided.
Maybe they'll meet Ferris at the old age, have the original actors play them, and then flash back to it or something.
I don't know. Pretty cool. I love that. Overall grade we got on this one, we got a B- from Chrissy, a B+ from me, a C+ from Brinkley, and a C- from Maguire, which evens out to a B- or a 2.5% if we're doing it on a 5 scale. Anyway, all right. Moving on to the final movie. Oh, by the way, I have some quotes written down for movie titles already, for the show titles already. The final movie we're going to talk about, WALL-E, or should I say WALL-E, was chosen for the National Film Registry because it's far more than just an animated film. It is a visionary masterpiece that blends stunning artistry with a powerful environmental and social message that resonates across generations. Through the story of a lonely robot tirelessly cleaning up an abandoned Earth, WALL-E explores profound themes of consumerism, environmental neglect, and the enduring power of love and hope in a way that feels deeply human and universally accessible. Its groundbreaking animation and heartfelt storytelling, relying heavily on silent storytelling and expressive visuals to convey deep emotions and complex themes without words. This silent dialogue not only showcases the power of visual storytelling, but it transcends language barriers, making the film universally accessible. The film's subtle yet urgent commentary on humanity's impact on the planet evaluates into a culturally and aesthetically significant work that reflects our times while challenging us to imagine a better future. The winner of the 2009 Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and nominated for 5 others, WALL-E became only the second Pixar film feature after Toy Story and just the second animated film of the 21st century after Shrek to be selected for preservation by the Library of Congress when it was inducted in 2021. Further cementing its legacy in American cinema, At director Andrew Stannon's request, in 2022, Disney licensed WALL-E to the Criterion Collection, which released it as a special edition 4K Blu-ray, the first Pixar film to receive that honor. These achievements show why WALL-E is not just a beloved film, but a groundbreaking cultural milestone that continues to inspire and move audiences worldwide. This is WALL-E.
"700 years into the future, mankind will leave our planet, leaving Earth's cleanup in the hands of one incredible machine. His name is Wally. After all these years, he's developed one little glitch. A personality. He's extremely curious. And just a little bit lonely. But all that is about to change.
Arrest that robot!
10 seconds to self-destruct. You are now free to move around the cabin.
Just a trim? You look gorgeous.
That's Wally. I guess I'll start. So I had never seen this movie. People say this is their comfort movie that they watch when they're down. So it was exciting to watch it for the first time. Before I watched it, Maguire was like, "Yeah, I need to start watching it," but there's like 20 minutes of no dialogue at the very beginning. I was like, "Oh, great, here we go." So I was like, "Oh, great, here we go, a Pixar movie with no dialogue." But I ended up loving it. I thought it was, there's so many little references that play out later on, like when he like plays with the fire extinguisher, he learned how to use a fire extinguisher, so when he's in space he knows how to use one. There's so many things that are just minuscule little things that I think is hilarious about how like the cockroach is still alive. Granted, the fact that cockroaches never die, and the fact that Twinkies are still a thing when Wally is living around. When we finally get to the part with the humans, my favorite lines with the humans are when the babies are coming down the thing, and she goes, "Get ready, John, for some kids," and they like have like that's for all the babies. This movie was so good that I actually cried like from it, and I understand why people love it so much. There's so many things that like. There's also another reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey. Besides the cockroach being named Hal, the autopilot, when they zoom in on his red eye, is of A Space Odyssey because Hal also took over the ship. So it was kind of fun seeing that. Overall, I loved this movie. it really does have that impactful meaning of our Earth is like falling apart. Why we're relying so much on robots for things like AI. Granted, this is AI. I use ChatGPT. Like, we are relying so much on robotic and technology that we're not even caring about the planet that we're currently living in. So I loved it. I'm giving it an A+. That's just me. Maybe I'm biased, but if I can cry from a movie, you got me. All the way. Anyway, next.
Who wants to go?
I can go. I'll go. I have always loved this movie. This was the one on the list that I was like excited that we were going to be talking about because it's so good. Just kind of like tailing off what you said, James, with the AI stuff and like the messaging of the movie. I think it's like it makes sense why it was reserved or whatever they did with this. Yes, that. Because of the like when this movie came out, like AI wasn't really as big as it is now. So I think it's like it's continually been relevant. But also I'm a big Disney movie person. Like I, as an adult, watch Disney movies all the time over other movies, and say what you will, whatever. I'm a child, but I love them. I love them when they're heartfelt. But this one, when it came out too, it was just different from other Disney movies at the time because it did talk about like a culturally significant theme. I think in the same way that Elemental, if any of you guys have seen that movie recently, that hits on immigration. And so I think these movies that, or even a really popular one is Inside Out, where it hits on mental health. So I think Disney started putting out movies beyond just like telling a cute plot, but it's like actually culturally significant themes that it's presented to kids, I think, in a really innocent way, but also it like sticks with you as an adult. So this was one of the first ones like that, I feel like. So that was just, it was different. But I literally even find myself to this day when we see like new iPhone updates or new technology updates that come out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're turning into WALL-E. Like it's turning into that. So for that piece, I think it makes sense why it was recognized for what it is. Outside of that, I like, it's just so sweet to the point where it like hits my heart because of how like innocent and helpless WALL-E is. And it's just like, he's so kind and like cute and just like this sweet little guy that's like positive and just wants like friends. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just want to like take care of you, protect you. Like I don't want anything bad. And like Eve comes in and she's kind of like this like just like harsher, non-emotional role, and like it's their dynamic just throughout the whole movie is super sweet. And it's funny that it's like there's robots, but there's still character arcs and like evolution with them. Like that the WALL-E had evolved to develop emotions and stuff is cool. And then yeah, kind of like you said, James, there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs in it. And yeah, man, what else? Yeah, I think it has all the things you would want in a movie. It's funny. It has good themes. There's romance. There's humor. Also, the little cleaning bot like cracks me up because all he's trying to do is like, his job, and he gets like warped into this whole like storyline, like not wanting to. So yeah, I've always loved this movie, so I enjoyed that. This was one of the ones we got to talk about.
Oh,
what do you give it for your grade?
I'm gonna give it an A-, and only the minus because it makes me sad still, just because I feel so like I just want him to not ever hurt in any way ever, and it just like makes me sad for him, even though it like ends happy. But yeah, I just think of how long he was alone, and it makes me so sad. But it's like, have you guys seen the movie Radio?
I don't think so.
It's like a football movie, but it's about a kid that lives in this small town and he has special needs and he gets to be a part of the football team. And they kind of like take him on as an equipment manager, and it's a really sweet story arc. Yes, but I hate that movie because of how sad it is. Like I just I struggle with like seeing people struggle, and it just makes me sad. Like I guess that's like the mom in me that I have as a female, but it tugs on my heartstrings and I don't like it. But so I kind of feel the same way with Wall-E, but overall I love that movie. So
I wanted to how you were talking about how this character arcs. I think it was also cool that he got his ragtag team of the Misfit bots that were his like backup. I was like, I never noticed that he actually like recruited all of them like to come help him. I thought that was cute, but I was glad that we got to watch it because I tried to watch it like 2 weeks ago as like background noise for like crocheting or I think it was scrapbooking. Couldn't focus because there's no talking. So I'm glad I could come back to it and like actually watch it because I haven't watched it in like years.
Yeah.
So kind of looking at it as an adult, I get to see it in like a new perspective. Oh, not just like, oh, they came back to Earth, as in like they're grateful to come back to Earth. They might not be ready yet, but it's also kind of like, yeah, respect your home, but also remember that this is where you're gonna come. You're always gonna want to come back here. So like they were 700 years in the future, and there was only one green plan that made them come back. You know what I mean? Like that. I feel like that was kind of like gratitude, like. And I've had a really good week. Like, this is probably one of the best weeks of my life. I got into grad school, so I've been feeling that, like, gratitude for it.
Congrats!
Oh, thank you. But, like, I was just like, oh, that's kind of a theme maybe they don't talk about, like, respecting Earth, but, like, feeling grateful for it, respecting it, like, kind of like that. That's what I took from it, watching it kind of as an adult. It's a great – I'm only going B+ because it's not my, like, top 5 animated movies. Like, Croods, I'm a 100% love the Croods. Like that's my age. Like I don't know why, but so that's gonna get a B+. But
okay, I guess I'll wrap it up. I haven't seen this movie. I didn't really remember seeing this movie. Like I know I've seen it, and I think it came out when I was in college, or maybe shortly after. I think it was like 2008. So that was when I like first
came close to having a movie in 1968, 1988, and 2008, and then I realized that Ferris Bueller was in 1966 or 1986.
Oh, that's wild work. Yeah, so I didn't remember like much of it, and I think it was like I was excited to see it again because I remember a lot more now, and I appreciate some of the messages a lot more. First of all, I thought the visuals were really cool in this movie. Pixar just, in my opinion, does a great job with that. It reminds me a lot, especially the beginning of the movie Up, where there's kind of like not so much dialogue and the story's just told with 1 or 2 characters and music and things like that. Once they got into the spaceship with the Captain McCrae, I think, was the captain of the spaceship where all the people that left the Earth went up. I really appreciated that character. There was a line that he said, and it's interesting. I like got up to pee or something, and Rob was like, "Hold on, come, we're gonna replay this. This is a quote that you're really gonna like." And he says, "I don't just want to survive; I want to live." And as somebody who struggles sometimes with fear of death and those types of difficult things, like the thing you control best in life is just, if this is the only life you get, like live it to the fullest and do things and take risks. And he wants to go back to explore Earth and take the risk and learn how to dance and do all the little things that he saw on the TV and maybe lose some weight and, all of those good things. So that really resonated with me, and I'm glad that Rob told me to come back and watch that part because I was like, oh my god, that really spoke to me.
At this day and age, you still could have just paused the movie to go to the bathroom. Instead, you just let it play.
I was like, I'm getting up to pee, and Rob's, and he must have seen this recently and remember. He's like, hold on, you're really gonna like what the captain's about to say. And then I stayed and I did, and then I played it again because I was like, that really touched me. So I think that was my favorite part, to be honest, when the captain realizes that he can do hard things and starts to, encourage others. The ending, I got a little sad because I thought he was dead for a second, but then Wally was dead, but then, Eve got him right and uses her capabilities to reset him or whatever. And they kind of fell in love. Yeah, it was a feel good movie, and I thought there were some good messages in it too. And
I love that part where you're talking about when they she restores him because they
yes,
have that kits and all the other robots are like, oh! They like all hide, and that one cleaning one comes back, and it's like
the cleaning lady. Yes.
the cleaning where it's like, oh no, like get out, like. Anyway,
Yeah, overall I thought it was good. It was wholesome, and it was a little bit more like, even though there, like, I think the only knock is in the beginning, like the lack of dialogue, but again, like it just seemed to move faster than the space
And
movie.
and he made noises, and like you could see they kind of did his emotion on his face.
Right.
So it wasn't like just
And he had no one to talk to anyway.
Well, and there was humor, and like James said, like they put little things like the Twinkies or like the cockroach, like things that you would recognize. And I think as you're watching it, like you see that and you're like, oh yeah, that would make sense that this would happen. So
like when he ran over the cockroach, he went, oh,
even though
yes,
and so even though there wasn't dialogue, I think it's still mentally stimulating enough.
Yeah, and he was reacting with his environment. Like there's still stuff
yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
And you get impressed with his ability to very perfectly compact those little boxes of trash and stack them so
yeah,
for miles and miles and miles, whatever he's been doing for hundreds of years. So
no, poor robot. Oh my gosh, I thought the big Wallies were so cute. I forgot about them. The big Wallies when they almost crushed Eve and him in like the big boxes. And then they shine their lights and wave by. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so cute.
Like they stopped working to protect one of their own.
They pulled them out. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was so cute. See, that was me with the big Wallies. I was like, they're lonely.
Yes.
What would you give this, Chrissy?
I'm gonna say A- on this one.
A-?
It's
all right.
It's up there with the A's, but it's not a Shawshank Redemption, but it's up there. I think it's one of my favorite Pixar movies. It's up there with I think Up's a little higher, but it's up there, like top 3, top 5.
So before I give the score, just like always, I'm gonna give a little bit of some fun facts here. So they actually mentioned in the movie how Wall-E is actually going to come back to life at the end. So when he's watching Hello Dolly, there's a line that said, and it says, "We won't come home until we've kissed a girl." And so he's not going to come back into life until he kisses a girl, and so there's a spark.
Well, and it's like True Love's Kiss.
Yeah.
Like
is the Eve like an Adam and Eve thing? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I never thought of that, but that kind of makes sense.
I just thought of it when you said it.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like the last two, or the first two.
The first spoken dialogue in the movie is 5 minutes in with the billboard. There's a little bit of communication between Wall-E and Eve at 22 minutes, but the first actual human dialogue does not, dialogue does not come until 33 minutes into the movie.
It's just not the same feeling as Space Odyssey.
Well, I don't feel like it's super noticeable.
No.
Yeah, there's just more going on.
This overbearing thing where no one's talked yet, like it was in the other movie.
The whole entire opening montage where he's playing with the brawl and the paddle thingy was inspired by Charlie Chaplin movies. Because that's all Charlie Chaplin did was crazy stupid stuff.
Well, because he had silent movies, didn't he?
Silent films, yeah.
And then the Andrew Stanton actually came up with the idea of Wall-E when he was at a baseball game and everyone in the audience was given binoculars. And when he looked around and he saw everyone looking through binoculars, that's where he came up with the idea of Wall-E and having his face. And then life told through a robot. So our final score with everyone's combined, we have Chrissy with an A-, me with an A+, Brinkley with an A-, Maguire with a B+, gives us an A- rating. So Wall-E takes the cake on our top 3 movies, on our movies.
Oh, it's easily the best of the 3.
What?
Shocker.
Woo!
It's easily the best of the 3. I wish I watched it. I wish I didn't watch it first before the others.
So that wraps up our unedited movie review. So what's next for us? Well,
You're gonna title the episode, right?
no. The
Oh.
episode's going to be a discussion that we have off camera.
Oh, okay.
We're going to let people figure it out. So what's next for us? Brinkley, you're more than welcome to join. I don't know what you're doing next Monday, but we are doing personal interest pieces. It's going to be filmed next Monday, aired next Thursday, as I have to work a Hall of Fame banquet that Thursday. But we are doing personal interest pieces. I have a story about the worst coach in sports history, or the worst owner in sports history. Chrissy, do you know what you're talking about yet?
I have no idea.
All right.
Well, I'll figure it out.
I am going to talk about how I taught myself how to crochet.
That's so cool.
So, Brinkley, if you want to join and find your personal interest piece, it'd be fun to have you on. Who knows who's going to be on? Maybe it's one of those times where she's not here. We don't know. She's only been in 3 episodes of the 6. But guys, I encourage you guys to, watch movies. Watch some of those movies on the National Film Registry. There's hundreds.
Not Space
12 Years a Slave, Casablanca, Gone with the Wind.
There's 12 Years a Slave.
What?
12 Years a Slave is good, but it's a
12 Years a Slave is actually the 9th film that was selected.
I had to write a paper for my undergrad degree, like a 12-page paper on that movie.
What movie?
12
Years a Slave.
I was wrecked for days. That was awful.
I had to watch it multiple times because I had to write the paper. And the first time I watched it, I was crying and unwell for a long amount of time. I had to watch this again and then write
It's good, but
I have never watched it.
It's so good.
I haven't either.
But
since we're talking about movies, you guys have you guys watched the K-pop Demon Hunter movie? Because that's my favorite movie of all time.
No, but I have to.
Terrible name.
But I have it on my list.
It's a terrible name.
Good things.
What is it called?
It's oh my gosh, I don't even want to say it. It's embarrassing. K-pop Demon Hunters.
My instructor coach at school won't stop. She's
But it's on Netflix, and that it's literally they took just the basic name of the draft and put it on the title. But
if you watch Dancing with the Stars,
okay,
Whitney danced to one of the songs.
Golden.
Golden.
And Golden's been charting #1 forever, and the movie has been #1. It's now #3 on Netflix, but for 4 months. It's the best movie I've ever seen.
Maguire, don't feel embarrassed.
I'm making my fiance watch it tonight.
I have seen so many people on TikTok saying, I don't know why I slept on this movie. I don't even like anime, but I love this movie. So
it's not, and it's also not, I have to tell people, it's not K-pop-y. They speak English. There's some Korean in the music. And then the Demon Hunter part, it's like an animated kid movie. So it's not demons. It's very music. Yeah. Oh my gosh, awesome movie. I can't the album is so good too. Just to put you guys on. We'll talk about it next time.
We're gonna end this here. After we run through our things, I highly encourage every person watching to stay until the end of the credits. There wouldn't be a on-editing review where we're talking about historical things without a end credit scene. But anyway, we're gonna start with our Instagrams. We're gonna run through everybody. We're gonna start with Maguire. If you want to follow Maguire, it's
at Maguire _.
I was like, this is where you fill in the blank.
Okay, my bad.
There's my Instagram, CRossMac _4. And where'd she go?
She's right there.
You see her head? She's sleeping. She's been groaning. I don't know if you guys are. There's Kalua. Lulu. There you go. There you go. Kalua _ pop410. She's getting old. Still got her energy.
She's not a pups anymore. If you want to follow
Brinkley _Beaver.
If you want to follow me, it's at J Hanton. And remember, our next show. It's just me. Where did everybody go?
Backstage. Oh,
I got removed.
Okay, there we go. Our next show is October 2nd, 6:30 p.m. Personal interest pieces. But until we meet again, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and as Ferris Bueller said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you may just miss it. Stay unedited, guys. Good night.
Just watch me break it. You'll swear you're falling into me. Touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want to keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me.
You're still here? It's over. You can close out of YouTube now. Go on.